What if I told you that the smallest, most innocent habits you have every single day are quietly broadcasting a message of insecurity to the world without you even realizing it? We all strive to project confidence to walk into a room and own it. But a hidden collection of small behaviors could be working against you, subtly undermining your presence and making you look insecure, even if you feel anything but. This isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about uncovering the silent tells that are holding you back. In this video, we're diving deep to expose 9 everyday habits that quietly erode your confidence in the eyes of others. We'll show you how to spot them, understand the deeper message they send, and, most importantly, give you a powerful new habit to replace them with. We're going to transform the way you interact with the world, starting with one of the most basic human connections there is. 1. The gaze of uncertainty. Why you avoid eye contact, the very first habit on our list, is one of the most powerful and immediate signals you can send: a lack of eye contact. When you're in a conversation, are you looking at the person's face, or are your eyes darting to the floor, the ceiling, or even a spot just over their shoulder? This isn't just a sign of shyness, it's a silent, almost primal signal that you're either uncomfortable, hiding something, or don't fully believe in what you're saying. Think about it. Who do we naturally trust? People who look us in the eye. When you avoid eye contact, you're subconsciously telling the other person that you're not an equal participant in the conversation. You're inviting them to see you as less than, and you're forfeiting your place in that exchange. The fix is deceptively simple. Make a conscious effort to hold someone's gaze for a few seconds at a time. You don't need to stare them down in an aggressive way. If it feels awkward, just look at the spot right between their eyes. It's a trick that gives you the same effect without the intensity. This small change in your gaze can instantly elevate your presence and make you seem more secure. But what about the things you say? 2. The apology epidemic. When sorry becomes a crutch. Let's talk about a phrase we all use a little too often: I'm sorry. While it's polite to apologize when you've done something wrong, many of us have fallen into an apology epidemic where sorry has become a default response for everything. You bump into someone and you say, sorry. Someone asks you a question and you preface it with, sorry to bother you, but this isn't politeness, it's a crippling habit that screams insecurity. When you constantly apologize, you're signaling that you feel you are constantly in the wrong. You're giving away your power and inviting people to see you as someone who is always making mistakes. It's a form of verbal self-flagellation that puts you on the defensive from the get-go. So, how do you break this cycle? The next time you feel the urge to say sorry for something that isn't your fault, replace it with a more confident phrase. Instead of sorry, can I get past you? Try excuse me, please. Instead of sorry for the late reply, try thanks for your patience. The more you replace these apologies, the more you'll realize how much they were holding you back. This change in your language is powerful, but what about the language your body is speaking? 3. The fidgeting fiasco, the body language of anxiety. Have you ever been in a meeting or on a date and noticed yourself tapping your foot, playing with your hair, or fidgeting with a pen? These small, restless movements, what we call the fidgeting fiasco, are unconscious tells that can be incredibly loud. They broadcast a message of anxiety and nervousness that can completely contradict the calm and collected persona you're trying to project. When you fidget, your body is telling the world that you are uncomfortable in your own skin. It makes you seem like you're trying to escape the situation, and it can be a massive distraction for the person you're with. It can make them wonder if you're even listening or if you're just dying to get away. The key is to become aware of your fidgeting habits. The next time you find yourself tapping your foot, just stop, take a deep breath. Place your hands in your lap or on the table in front of you. Consciously practice stillness. This sends a signal of groundedness and calm, and it will make you seem more secure and in control, not just to others, but to yourself. T is stillness is also connected to another key habit: the volume of your voice. For the whisperer's curse, why speaking too quietly undermines you. If you're someone who often has to repeat themselves because people say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," you might be a victim of the whisperer's curse. Speaking too quietly is a classic sign of insecurity because it signals a lack of conviction in your words. It's as if you're afraid of being heard, or you're not sure if what you're saying is worth listening to. Think about the most confident people you know. They don't shout, but their voices are clear, audible, and firm. They speak with intention. When you speak softly, you are forcing the other person to lean in and strain to hear you, which puts them in a position of power and puts you on the defensive. To break this habit, practice speaking from your diaphragm, not your throat. Project your voice. You don't need to yell, but you should speak at a volume that is easy for others to hear without any effort. This simple change will make your words feel more impactful and will immediately give you a more confident presence. But what about the words you're saying? 5. The feedback loop, the craving for constant reassurance. We all like to know we've done a good job, but there's a difference between wanting constructive feedback and a craving for constant reassurance. This is the person who finishes a project and immediately asks, "Was that okay? Do you think they'll like it?" or posts a picture and checks every 5 minutes for comments and likes. This is a powerful signal of insecurity because it shows that you don't trust your own judgment. You're outsourcing your confidence to others. You're telling the world that your self-worth is dependent on their approval. This habit can be exhausting for those around you and is a surefire way to make people question your abilities. The fix is to start trusting your gut. Make a decision, stand by it, and don't immediately seek validation. When you've completed something, take a moment to be proud of your own work. This habit shows that you value your own opinion, and it will make others do the same. This is also linked to how you handle compliments. 6. The humble hustle. When you downplay your achievements, someone gives you a compliment, and your first reaction is to deflect it. "Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could have done it. I just got lucky." We're taught to be humble, but this habit of the humble hustle can actually make you look insecure and unwilling to own your accomplishments. When you constantly brush off praise, you're not just being modest, you're telling people that you don't believe you're worthy of that recognition. You're signaling that you're uncomfortable with success. A confident person accepts praise graciously. A simple thank you is more than enough. It shows that you recognize your own value and that you're secure enough to accept a compliment without feeling the need to immediately diminish yourself. Accepting praise is a sign of self-awareness and self-respect, two qualities that people will naturally admire. 7. The avoidance acrobatics, fleeing from difficult conversations. No one enjoys conflict, but constantly dodging tough conversations and letting issues slide is a form of avoidance acrobatics that makes you look deeply insecure. When you refuse to address a problem or confront a difficult situation, you're signaling that you're afraid to speak up for yourself and that you lack the strength to handle confrontation. Think about it. Who do you respect more, the person who stands their ground and handles a tough conversation with grace, or the one who runs away from it, hoping it will just disappear? The act of facing a problem head-on, even if it's uncomfortable, is a massive signal of strength and courage. So, the next time you have to have a difficult conversation, prepare what you want to say. Stay calm, stick to the facts, and trust that you can handle it. This approach not only makes you look more secure, it actually makes you feel it, too. 8. The justification jungle. Why you over-explain everything. Have you ever made a simple decision, like choosing a restaurant, and then spent 5 minutes explaining your reasoning? I picked this one because it has good reviews and the prices are reasonable, and I saw a picture of the food and it looks really good, but if you want to go somewhere else, we can. This is a classic habit of the justification jungle. When you over-explain your choices, you're essentially saying, "Please, please, please approve of my decision." This habit is a subconscious plea for validation and a clear sign of insecurity. A confident person states their choice and moves on. They don't feel the need to justify every action because they trust their own judgment. You don't need to get everyone's approval for every move you make. The next time you make a decision, state it clearly and then let it go. If someone asks for more details, then you can explain. This habit shows that you trust your own judgment and that you don't need external validation to feel secure. This habit is especially important when you consider who you're comparing yourself to. 9. The comparison conundrum, the ultimate insecurity trap. The final and most insidious habit on this list is the comparison conundrum. Thanks to social media, we are constantly measuring ourselves against others. Look at how successful they are. I'm not as fit as them. Why isn't my life like that? When you constantly compare yourself to others, you're telling the world and yourself that your own worth is less than someone else's. This habit is a direct path to insecurity. It steals your focus from your own progress, your own wins, and your own journey. A truly secure person is focused on their own growth. They don't need to put others down to feel good about themselves, nor do they constantly measure themselves against others' highlight reels. The solution is to celebrate your own wins, no matter how small. Focus on your own growth and your own journey. When you do this, you'll not only look more secure, you'll feel more secure too. Conclusion: small changes, massive impact. Looking secure isn't about putting on an act. It's about noticing the small, almost invisible habits that are quietly undermining your confidence. By breaking these 9 habits, from avoiding eye contact to the comparison conundrum, you can start to send a completely different message to the world. Confidence is a muscle, and these habits are the rust that prevents it from flexing. By replacing these habits with new, more confident behaviors, you will not only project a more secure image, but you will begin to truly feel more confident from the inside out. It's a journey that starts with a single step. Which of these habits will you break first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, be sure to check out our other videos on building confidence and self-worth.